everybody? Thank you for coming through once again and hanging out with me. I'm Blocker 120, and this is Foam World Order. All right. So, as you all know, the hobby sport is not just about blasters and everything like that. There's also a melee aspect to the game. So today I'm going to focus on the melee. And I recently was having a discussion with somebody on Facebook, and we were talking about a particular melee weapon in question, the Stormbreaker melee, the foam melee weapon. Now, when it comes to melee weapons at games and everything like that, you know, of course, it's up to your local clubs, how you guys proceed with that. What are your rules, regulations, and everything regarding that? What's allowed and what's not allowed. As far as if you're purchasing something and you're looking for something for a cosmetic piece, then you don't have to really take a lot of that into consideration if you're just using it to, spice up your outfit a little bit, make your loadout look a little bit cooler. Also, if you're just looking for something that you are going to be using, though, you want to know if it, just because it's made of foam doesn't necessarily mean that it is a soft enough foam to be allowed at games. You got to watch out for sharp edges. I literally just popped my wife's 30th birthday balloon by accident, testing out one of the foam swords, and it was just a light touch. I was like, let me just see, like, this looks a little, but it's not a sharp edge. It was just because of the material, how well inflated that was, and at the speed I came in contact with it, it made it pop. But, there are a few different melee choices, options, places to purchase, and things like that. I got a few of mine off of Amazon, but I do pick up a few of them from thrift stores. You will catch a couple of them, but I think when these things hit the shelves in thrift stores, there's somebody that knows about them and they pick up on them, like people who do LARPing, which is huge and major, which is pretty dope. So I'm going to start with the first thing that was in question. I'm going to start with, and that's the Stormbreaker foam melee weapon. Now, this is foam. It is made of foam. It is not, there is no metal. It is flexible. You can bend it. But this thing is not, this is more of a cosmetic piece. This is not I would not use this in a melee style because it does hurt. Like, swinging it lightly, this edge right here, this back handle, it does have an impact. It is a pretty solid foam. Like, it is a solid foam. This right here is not to be, I would not use this against anybody in the game. As a prop piece, it is dope as a prop piece. At first, I was a little disappointed that it wasn't larger, but I did purchase this for my son. So in comparison to his height, I like the way it looks. It looks the way it should look. It looks accurate in my son's hands. He's only 5 years old. But for me, I'm like, this is a dope prop piece, though, to add to a weapon loadout, but only for cosmetic looks. As I said, this is pretty hard, pretty solid, and yeah, you can bang this up. I'm not even getting I'm hitting my hardwood floor. I'm not even getting any real deflections. Any little discoloration that happens actually just adds to the look of this, of Stormbreaker. So this is pretty dope. But like I said, I would not use this in a melee setting where you're going to be making contact. I would not. Now, the Facebook chat, the Facebook group I was speaking in yesterday, I was commenting in yesterday, they mentioned that there are different styles of this Stormbreaker hammer that comes in different softness material, and some others are softer than others. And he even made claim that it is, one person even said that the materials are so cheap that the slightest contact or combat will cause it to break, chip off. as you see here, and I posted a quick video. I smacked a Poland Spring jug with it, hammer side, and it's good. But which is also why you should not use this in a real melee contact setting. Also, I purchased the Genshin Impact Wolfsbane sword, which is dope. And this one, I'm kind of on the fence about. I'm gonna say that I'm kind of on the fence about this one because part of me feels like I wouldn't mind, but then again, you know, if you're playing with an experienced melee player, I wouldn't mind because they're not going to be swinging crazy and causing injury and stuff like that. And this would be a really enjoyable melee weapon. It is comfortable. It is nice. Nice size. The actual size is larger. This is from the game Genshin Impact. I've never played the game, I think, outside of starting it up, loading the game up real quick. And I have a big habit of that. I scroll around, I see different types of foam melee weapons that I like, and I'll purchase it, and I won't even know the game they're from or anything like that until after the fact, because I just simply like the weapon that I see, the foam weapon that I see. It's not about where it came from, where it originated from, although the origins are also interesting to me, but that is not the reason why I purchased these melee weapons. It, just so you know, I go after the fact. Some of the stuff I don't even get into it all the way, but I still like the style and appreciate the design of the melee weapons. But this here, like I said, it is a pretty cool design, and it is pretty solid. I haven't had no real issues with this one. Not really nothing right there off of that one. The handle here is rounded, so indexing, you're going to index properly on this anyway, because this bottom part right here, it's going to be on your hand, so you're going to feel that. If you slide off, yeah, come down here, you may be off such, but this is such a big sword, I highly doubt that will happen. But again, this is pretty cool. I like this. This is a nice one from Genshin Impact again. What else I got over here? I got one of those knockoff lightsabers. I put tape on it. Now this, I'm pretty sure, since Star Wars has been around for the longest amount of time, these style of lightsabers have been around for so long. By this style of lightsaber, I mean the not like the new high quality lightsabers that they have available now that are made for like combat and everything like that. These have been around for long enough that we understand how fragile they are, how fragile they can be. So I feel like at a game, these will be allowed because I feel like before you get hurt, this will break. And everybody who's ever held one of these understands how to play with one of these if you're going to play in combat, which is very, very lightly, very light touches. Literally, I'm not going to do what I did with the previous foam melee weapons. I'm not going to smack you. Literally, if you can hear that, that's the maximum amount of force I would say to apply when using these styles of lightsabers. I also have one of the older ones, which I found in a thrift store. I would very much like to get it fixed for the spring inside to work, because the lights on it still work. I don't know, the sound on it still works, but I don't know if I have the batteries in it still. But it will pop out. I don't think I have the batteries in this anymore. Oh, I do. But my lights still work. My sound. Okay. All right. So, let's see. So the sound on this still works. The locking mechanism still works. But again, these lightsabers, I would not do a whole bunch of heavy contact with this because they are fragile, but we understand that anybody who has been a slight geek since back in the day will understand, or even today will understand how fragile these lightsabers can be, which is why I feel like they would be allowed at games, because everybody automatically understands how to play with these to keep them safe, because they don't want them to break, and they will break. What else I got up here? Now, you got light weapons like this, like you would see little cheap rinky-dinks. They would come in a ninja set, you know, come with this, the little plastic nunchuck. These, I would say, yeah, because if you're going for slicing, like this is a side. I couldn't find the sword, but the plastic ones from like that, I would say yeah, because they're pretty cheap, flexible, they bend very easily. And then, as I said with the lightsabers, I feel like there'll be more harm to your melee weapon than it would actually be to the person that you're making contact with. You know, unless you do something crazy, ridiculous, you accidentally get an eye. We're not going to try to go for nothing like that. But this right here, I don't feel like it would be bad. Also, it would be very much added to a loadout, just for looks at least. Here, I have another foam sword. Now, this one is made differently. I got this one from a thrift store. It has a broken tip on it. You can see the material composite in there a little bit. It is a pretty cool design. I like it. It looked like it came with a holster, but I don't know. It looks like it. But this is pretty cool. Nice weight to it. Nice solid. I like it. But I don't know about using it as a full melee. It can take damage, so contact, yes. Like I said, with these melee weapons, you always want to play with somebody who actually has done it, they understand it, and they're not going to go crazy swinging at your head, and, you know, you don't want to risk injury. But as far as if this was to accidentally hit you, depending on where it hits you and how you feel about pain, it can hurt. This edge is a pretty angled edge for a foam. It's not that rounded off. It could be more rounded off, but I like the fact that it's not. And I feel like if you play with somebody that has some experience in this or some common sense to not try to cause real injury to you, I feel like you'll be okay. These next two, they're from the Netflix anime Scissor 7. It came in the 2-pack, an Amazon buy. It's pretty dope. I like them. They're lightweight. These two actually, when I mean how different foams and materials and densities and everything like that, these two swords here combined have about a combined weight and feel to me like a combined weight feel of this one here. So that's just to let you know. And also sturdiness, I kind of was regretting that. I was a little nervous about that. But these I wouldn't, these aren't as durable as the other previous foam weapons that came up. And I feel like these, if you don't mind a little hit, you know, it can hurt, you know, if you apply enough force, but I feel like this would cause you the least amount. They are very lightweight. They do come together as, you can purchase these two together as a pair. The blades themselves are glow-in-the-dark blades on this. That is another cool thing about it. But I do like the comfort. I do like the feel of it. These are some pretty dope blades. I like these. Oh, don't fall. That's all it did. Now, here's another one. It's a tricky one. Because this is not only just a melee, but it is also a dart blaster. I'm trying to see, do I have any? Trying to see if I got any. All right. I'll just have to confiscate this. Now, you can place a dart right there in the top. This is Mjolnir, the other hammer of Thor. Now, the hammer of Jane Foster, rest in peace. But this right here, you pull it down to prime it, and then it's like gravity. I don't know how to explain the mechanism, but you swing the hammer. If you swing it solely like this, nothing happens, except I just threw the dart out. It came loose. But to fire it, you must, if you pull the trigger like this, nothing happens. To fire, you must do a combination of both. You must swing and press the trigger, and that will fire the dart. But this right here has padded sides. Now the sides, for light combat, I feel like it's okay, but at the same time, you get caught on the side by accident, anything like that, I just wouldn't suggest it. I would suggest it though as a fun prop blaster to have on the field, because at the end of the day, this is a functioning Thor's hammer. So of course, I would definitely suggest this. Also, we have over here what I didn't think I would be a fan of, and that is inflatables. Now, these are absolutely safe, in my opinion. I feel like I have to say in my opinion, because I feel like there may be the one naysayer out there that exists, and they'll have that one story of that camping trip back in the day with their family, and Sock'em Boppet took cousin Elroy out. He was in the hospital for weeks. I don't know what happened, but just so we can avoid that, in my opinion, my personal opinion, these are completely safe. I'm not afraid of this little edge right here. I'm not afraid of none of this right here. And I believe these will be the most fun and safest. Durability, that's not what I'm looking for if I get an inflatable. I will consider this as an extra strong balloon and just be waiting for it to buy this time. I'll consider it like one of them weapon games that you use up until it breaks, and now you have to craft a new weapon. But this wasn't the one that made me feel like I was going to give inflatables a chance. No, not this one. This wasn't it at all. This actually was the battle mace. This battle mace made me feel like, I think I want to give inflatables a chance. This is right here pretty cool. I was having the time of my life when my son got this battle mace from his aunt, and I was having the time of my life with this versus him. So I am very much now considering inflatables solely based off of this battle mace. That is the one thing right there that got me thinking about inflatables as melees for solid melee weapons, because it is fun. I don't have to worry about safety issues, and it's a freaking mace. It's pretty dope. All right, so there's that. Now, I was also thinking before about, like specialty type weapons and stuff like that. Now, before, I don't have it with me. It's over in the other area, but the Doctor Strange, the Eye of Agamotto. Here, I have the wand, Voldemort's wand. Now, I was thinking, like, items like this, of course, they would have to be in the smaller game setting. You can't have it where there's large 20 people on the field like that. But, if you have small 3-on-3s, 4-on-4s like that, where you have like the Eye of Agamotto, you could have team deathmatch games, and you can say for the Eye of Agamotto, it's the Time Stone. You have two choices. You get a quick 5-second cover switch, well, not 5 seconds. 5 seconds is a lot of time when you're standing there thinking about it. But you can get a cover switch. Think about you're being pinned down in the arena, and you need to get to this area. It's like, okay, well, you use the Eye of Agamotto, you activate it, you can freeze time for yourself to be able, you freeze time, which is, freezing the game for a quick moment. You're allowed to change cover. One cover must be nearby. It can't be, oh, I'm gonna change cover to behind the enemy or something like that. Or option B, you can bring back the last tagged out teammate. So if you down to the wire, you're playing a 3-on-3, and you're the one on the field, left on the field, and you're the one in possession of the Eye of Agamotto. This is your specialty weapon you chose to bring onto the field. You activate the Eye of Agamotto, boom, you get your last guy in. Now you're back to a 2-man team. These are just something like, this is, when I say rough draft, this is off the top of my head, rough draft. I just put this idea into the pool, but just something to think about. I have not held any games, nor have I attended any games. This is just something that I was thinking about. I have a lot of ideas that I like to think about. Not a lot of them come out of my head. Most of them stay within. But just wanted to let that one out just to give you guys, hopefully to spark something. And then I later on hear that somebody did come up with a gameplay style where there were specialty things, and I could see that, happening. That is what would be really gratifying to me, to see somebody actually do a gameplay style like that. Don't need no credits or nothing like that for it, because I don't even think there wasn't enough information provided to be like, hey, that was my idea. No, listen, somebody get it done and have fun and let me know how that goes, all right? But as always, I appreciate you guys coming through and hanging out with me. In the meantime, remember to like, comment, subscribe, share, follow, turn on your notifications, tell a friend to tell a friend, and a neighbor, get a neighbor a blaster, all the good fun stuff that we would normally do. Until next time, I'll see you guys.